8 a.m. first time ever in an airport, ready to fly on my first airplane ever. Dudes, we are in. Did my bag drop for my main luggage, and kind of nervous but excited. Made it past security. I had to go in 2 times, but I had to go in 2 times because I had a little bit amount of water in my bottle. I'm like, I knew that was a rule, but I forgot to drink my water. But we made it. So I'm in my gate, and I just basically wait until my time is up, and it's really cool, guys. I thought it'd be more scary, but we didn't get to the part where the plane goes. Cars. Slot machines, very Las Vegas moment. And walking down, my gate's at C25, but I'm just gonna walk down all the way to C1 just to see what kind of stores there are, and it's like souvenir stuff. That's cute, but saguaro cactus do not grow in Nevada. It is too dry for saguaro cactus, but it's a cute design. So I got some food because I didn't eat that whole day, and it was pretty okay. Like a chicken sandwich with fries. It was alright. But when I got the Jamba Juice, that's when I felt really ripped off. $12 for syrupy fluff. It was yuck. It wasn't too long until it was time to get on that plane. Gotta admit, I always thought planes would be this huge, spacious things. I didn't know they were really tiny metal tubes in the sky. It should have been obvious, but it was a shock. Like in movies, they're shown to be like really big and spacious, but I guess that's just for the camera angle. But okay, it was a shock to me. Okay, whatever. The plane wasn't so scary after all, and yeah, then I just picked up my luggage and waited. Well, rather, I met up with my roomie Patters at the airport, who then called the shuttle, who then brought us to the hotel. I love going on shuttles. Like, I'm not a giant fan of going into Ubers or Lyfts, but if it's like a van, I don't know, it just feels very, oh, I'm so special, I'm so unique, I got all this space in a big car, hee. But yeah. Sat to the back right, a space which makes me feel all is complete in the world. And less than 5 minutes or so later, we arrived at the Los Angeles Marriott Burbank Airport Hotel, whatever combination of words that's actually supposed to be. But it was the same as it ever was, and it was really, just a relief to see the place again. And naturally had to Uber Eats myself some Kinokuniya. That's what I've been waiting for, guys. Not the con, but this. And early morning, I woke up, wanted to look around the outside area, and boy, this place has not changed in the 2 years I've been coming here. And I don't know, that's kind of a relief. It's the same as it ever was. Good old Burbank. I love Burbank. I love Southern California. I love this hotel. Anyway. Like, look at those roving green hills. You'll see more of them in this video. Probably. I don't know. I love it. I don't know. Be quiet. Okay, bye. Let's go. And then John Hasbro in the distance there. And Burbank's MSG Sphere, which is like nothing compared to the one in Las Vegas. Arrived on Wednesday, so on this good Thursday, me and 2 pals can go to the obligatory Universal trip. And of course, obligatory riding in a car footage because I don't know, I just love Southern California. I love the way it looks. Okay, it's so green, it's so cool. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay. And not to sound like stupid, but I didn't know you could sit in the front passenger seat in Uber or Lyft, so I kind of just crammed myself in the back with Patters and candy, which was like, I don't know, it just never occurred to me. Okay, it's like the back right. That's all I think. The back right. And palm trees. I mean, in Las Vegas I got palm trees, but they don't quite hit as they do in California. And less than 20 or so minutes, maybe it was 20 or so minutes, we hit Universal City in this Universal Studio. For some reason, I kept making security alarm bells ring, but I have no idea why. But eventually I was let in, but suspiciously, I guess. And of course, I didn't record every single ride because I like having a phone that's not lost and catapulted into the nothingness, but I have it in my memories and they're really cool, okay? In the studio tour, I kind of invigorated a sense of wanting to do something creative in the media space somehow. I don't know what. Like, I'm not even versed in movies and stuff, but I felt like an appreciation for it. But eventually it came time to do the most important thing, which was Transformers, go see them, go see the guys, and go ride the ride. And that ride kept breaking down. We stood in line, got in the front, got told the ride broke down, and yeah. So planning to come back later, we just went to the gift shop. It was kind of lackluster, but then us three were like Transformers geek nerds brain rotted, so, and we were here for the geek convention, so we're just saving our money for the big day. Unsurprisingly, Mario World was really packed, same thing with the Toadstool Cafe, so we didn't get to go in. I'm kind of sad, but what can I say? I mean, it was a win because we went to the Jurassic Cafe, which I got something to eat, and it was actually surprisingly good. Very tasty, not dry, it was just wow. I mean, costly, but it is what it is.
This is the half-roasted chicken adobo and the Pyro Raptor refresher. I've honestly never tasted like non-Filipino adobo, so I'm kind of excited to try it. Not gonna lie, it's actually really good.
To her that being in an environment like this is going to be safe, I have to show her, right? Because she won't understand the words. She's 6 months old.
We did a whole lot of up and down, going to different rides and stuff, and I didn't record it because I was living in the moment, but it was all really fun. And one thing I found really neat about Universal is how themed each of those stores are. Like, there's different sections of different franchises, and each of the gift shop has merch tailored to them. Whereas Disney, it just had like always 50% Star Wars and 50% the same repeated Disney merch, but not even anything super niche or special. And eventually the Transformers ride was declared safe to ride. While I was waiting, yes, I weaned out of saying anything or taking pics with Megatron and Optimus because I'm a big weenie baby, L plus F plus I fell off. But anyway, we stood in that 75+ minute long line to go on this ride. And I really liked the ride, and Evek is kind of cute, not gonna lie after that.
The base is under siege. I'm a stealth transport bot assigned to evacuate human troops from harm's way. But I'm also on reserve to help get the Allspark out of the city if the vault here comes under attack. Which they tell me.
100% awesome ride, and afterwards we walked around City Walk for a bit, saw Skills and Gigawatt Transformers, and yeah, that was it for Thursday. Next day, Friday, went to go get brunch with some friends. Went to a little place called Hugos, which had a lot of diet accommodating foods. Very expensive, my goodness, like $20 minimum entree type place, but it was awesome. The server we had knew about Transformers, was a Beast Wars fan, did even a Starscream impression. It was really awesome. Totally worth the Uber price, totally worth the food price. But this was fried chicken. There's no bones in that thing. This is like chicken fillet. I was so upset. But I had really awesome chocolate pancakes though, so I can't be too mad. Vegan chocolate pancakes at Hugos, awesome. Then we made a dash back to the hotel for 1 p.m. setup, and yeah. Unlike all the cool art vloggers, I didn't record me doing the setup, but I'll let you know it took me until 7 p.m., even later until 8, and I didn't even finish. But I felt like TFCon staff would probably want to blow me up with their mind if I stayed around longer, and I felt like a zoo animal being watched as people getting their tickets saw me, so I just declared, yeah, I'm good for now, so let's go. I guess we ate dinner, came back, I stayed up super late doing sketchbook doodles and talking to people, and then Saturday came, and all time to go. It was time to get up early and finish getting my table ready, and I escaped my table around 2 p.m. when someone told me Big Metroplex was outside, and I was like, Big Metroplex? Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I wish I could have him, but it's probably super expensive and just for display, and oh my gosh, I love Metroplex Transformers. Anyway, looked around for any Metroplex as normal, but also was just looking around the con, speed running, because I felt like I had to go back to my table, and yeah, it just pressure's on. I'm just looking at different things, and it was really cool. I felt like there was a wide variety of different stuff, not even just Transformers, but other robots too. It was cool. It is so hot. I've been through this sweater. It is so hot, and like, where my convention table is, it is so cramped, and so many people are there, which is swag. I mean, I don't think it's for me. It's for like my other artist people, but it is so cramped. It is so warm in there. I wish it was icy cold. But I'm tired. Things great, but I'm tired. Hi, tired from Reno. I don't know why I thought it'd be Burbank, but it's like, oh, it's Metroplex, but it feels fucking ugly. I'm sorry, Scottish Armada Trilogy. I forgot who you are, Metroplex. Cybertron, Trouser. You are ugly. And while I was free, I looked around. I gave some of my original art to some artists and voice actors, and it was really cool. I don't really know what to talk about with the official artist people guy or voice actors, but I don't know, it was awesome. I like some of them. They're very nice. And sells toys, of course, and people dressed up. They really went out. It was really... I wish I could be like that, but I hate building. I ain't building, so yeah. After a whole day of grinding at Artist Alley, me and the gang went out to Denny's across the street to get some hash browns. And it was cool. And then afterwards, we just stayed in the lobby and played with toys and talked to people, because that's what people do at TFCon. You play with toys and talk to people.
Have to do.
No.
Oh.
I reject.
He's so. Oh my god,
I love
your camera's so
nature.
nice.
Nature is so beautiful.
I love nature.
Nature is beautiful.
And of course, while working at con commissions, I ordered Yoshinoya because I wasn't gonna be full on hash browns, and I'm in California. I'm gonna eat Yoshinoya. Yoshinoya maxing.
The French fries under there.
These are good people. I must go see them. Bye. Hi, Flash.
The dogs were like built like a brick house, like a literal walking brick. And they're cute. And honestly, throughout this whole trip, I would see bulldogs and French bulldogs for some reason. And before I knew it, it was Sunday and the last day of the con, so let's go.
Okay, so I was able to really record anything the first day because it was super busy, but here's my table right now. Of course, had to align my table to its left side, but I think it worked out pretty well. I took out some extra things, majorly the nonsensical protect stuff I was kind of up. Alright, I think it worked out nicely. And I personally, I love the star stickers as for prices, but yeah. So, yeah, here's what it looks like. I finally added the payment methods that I list down there in my QR code because people were doing that, and I was like, no, sorry, it's not there, but yeah. Okay. That's what it looks like. The final day, I'm excited, so yeah. Moment where footage of this place, like, not busy, and I guess, oh my god. That's okay, so the line con will be real, the crazy amount of people will be real. Okay. Like, the line wraps around the building, like, I don't want to be, like, showing specific people, you know what I mean? But, okay, let me say, but yeah, yeah, and out there too, if you can see. Okay, while it's not busy, let me give you, like, a rundown what happened on the first day. So, it has these bar lights, and they still have these line bars, right? They can separate, like, audience and lines, but, oh my goodness, so, like, yesterday, here's, like, arts out tables, like, where I am and stuff, like, there's Candy, there's me, right, and everybody else. But what happened is, around 9 o'clock, this area was full of people, and not to make it, like, an insensitive joke, but it was, like, the World War II trenches, because there were so many human bodies here, people making lines and stuff, and, like, it was covered, like, it was, like, covered with people, and I literally could not get out until it was, like, 2 p.m. And even then, I had to force myself out of here. And it's not to be mean to people who are, like, looking around, like, wanting to support, like, the art style people, but it's like, so, here's, like, the OSHA safe setup we have, except imagining luggage is open with merch or whatever. And then, it's like, sitting here, and then there's people blocking any possible way out. And yeah, it was really, like, all of a sudden, like, a flash flood type thing. I never experienced anything like that, but then again, first con that I actually saw anything, so it might just be because of that. And I wonder if today's gonna be the same or not. We got these line bars, so it's going to be something. So I guess we'll, or me and everybody else behind these black bars, we'll have to see, because, like, where the black bars are, that was crazy. Totally. Yesterday it was such a mess. I had all my stuff everywhere. I was so scrambled, I couldn't find anything. But today I organized everything, so the top part of my luggage is under the table, and then I could easily view and find what I need to find here. The big 11 by 17 prints, business cards, all the prints I have here. I have no idea why I needed 2 accordion folders before. I organized it all here just fine. Tote bags and charms that I have, and protective sheets for anything that's like a 8x8 or like 5x7 if smaller. Unfortunately, I do not have 8x10s. What I'm learning is, even though it's like a trend to say to be eco-friendly, to not use extra plastic, I think I need to use extra plastic and just wrap every single print. Even for me, if I'm buying something from someone, I like it if it's protected. But especially for this con where it's like you're touching all kinds of stuff, it needs protection. So I think I would do that next time. So yeah, I'm having everything organized for the second day because the first day was something, but I think we're good. It is like 9:45 so yeah, mines are forming outside.
And throughout that time, I'm doing my selling, I'm doing my commission drawing, and I don't find this stuff actually hard to draw on the spot in under an hour. It's just finding references. That's the killer. Because sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't give you a clear picture, and sometimes Google gives you not a great rough. And here, the following are a number of arts that I either drew as commissions or gifts or trades. And I didn't take a picture of all the commissions I did because honestly, in the shuffle of things, it's easy to forget. So here's all the ones that I documented. But no, there was more. Okay, I like to flex. I like to brag. I can draw things in under an hour. I went in to look for toys for one final time. Found a great find, and before I knew it, the con was over.
And yeah, it is over and packing and
And it was during this breakdown time that I made some really cool final sales because some people saw my tote bags from social while walking around and then referred to me via social media, and I was like, oh my goodness, for real? I'm like, ah. And honestly, after getting all of my stuff, I just collapsed on the bed. I didn't want to do nothing. I was tired. I was looking through the stuff people gave me, got this really cool gift bag with a bunch of stuff and candy. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. And my ultra exciting find at the toy room, a full complete G1 Metroplex for under $100. I was like, oh my goodness, finally, oh, Metroplex. And the day over on Monday, the gang and I went to Little Tokyo. I admit that when I did my little solo trip in September, I was afraid to go to Little Tokyo on my own just because of the location it's at. And I didn't want my car to be like not there anymore after I parked it. But honestly, walking there, it's actually not a ridden wasteland as some people would describe it online. Like, I think there are places I could probably park my car just fine. And Little Tokyo is a really cool and awesome place, I'm just gonna say. There were two main categories of things I was really excited to go see in Little Tokyo, and that would be anything related to Mecha and stationery. Like, during the last few months, I've been interested in having a little inkling to learn about Mecha. As to those uninitiated, liking Transformers does not mean that a person likes Mecha, and I wanted to get into it because I think Gunpla are cool. So after looking at that one store, which is named Book Off, we continued walking further into the Little Tokyo area.
okay, so we're here in Tokyo. It's so cute. I forgot to take pictures of myself like this whole time. I'm so sad, but I barely did.
And post-con, I've been really interested in thinking about tote bag designs. Like, I think the B-Stores things went really well. Honestly, during this time, I low-key kind of like abandoned my group because I was like, well, they're in a bakery shop. I want to look at things.
I love
so,
LA.
Yeah, bye.
Oh yeah?
And I came across the Going Merry, like One Piece. I still have a special place in my heart for it. I didn't really continue it that much after the time skip. They took away everybody's melanin and Tony Chopper, what happened to my Chopper boy? Because that new guy, that new time skip Tony design, he is no friend of mine. Where's my guy? Where's my little guy? I miss him. And no, that's not my friend. This is my friend. And shortly after my little purchase there, I met up with the friends and we continued onward. Came across a little gachapon area and it was really cool. Money drain, brain drain. We all were thinking like, oh, what if we made our own little gachapon? It'd be cool. Because Candy has a gachapon on their table, so that what if more gachapon? And then we finally made it to the store ever, Jungle, which just, wow. Jungle is comprised of 3 different separate areas. This would be the Mecha area, and then across the way is a regular anime store type thing, and then the last part would be for trading cards, but I mean Mecha was the only one I was interested in, so that's the only one I'm showing here. And after such a long time standing, some of us went and got drinks. I really doubt my drink was totally non-dairy, no egg, but I mean, it was tasty, so I got it. It was good. And we went to a stationery stall called Kinokuniya. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I was really excited to go to this one because I've heard of it before. It's a store with different art and stationaries. And yeah, I came in knowing that I was going to get inspiration from this place. I toyed with the idea of perhaps buying a fountain pen, but then I remembered, like, because I'm left-handed, fountain pens don't exactly flow that well because they really work better with, like, moving from left to right in a right-handed hand. But I looked all around at other things such as, like, tote bags and, of course, getting inspiration from that, and as well as these design books, which are really cool to look at as far as typography, pictures, cover art. I love this store. I'd love to go back. Then we checked out the market that was below Kinokuniya, and honestly I wanted to try it and buy some things, but I was like, no, we're gonna go eat out later anyway, so might as well just wait. But yeah. And then Tuesday, the time came. It was time to get ready to go. I ate some Yoshinoya that I ordered beforehand, and yeah, heading out.
And it is 6 o'clock a.m. on a Tuesday of post-TFCon, and we out here.
I was led on a flight that was scheduled to leave way earlier than my original flight at 10:40. This one left at 7:50, or at least it was supposed to. What happened was there was an order to ground all flights to and from Las Vegas, so I ended up with, hours sitting in the plane not moving until it was like 9. I wish I had a camera that could show you the golden glow the clouds had above, and honestly I wish I had a seat next to the window so I could just look through it. And I think next time I go on a plane I'll just pay the extra amount to get onto Southwest earlier so I can pick my seat. I think it's worth it. I love the views. So yeah, here's the view I was able to get when we were about to land back in Vegas, baby.
And we are back in fabulous Las Vegas, as you can tell by the... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're back in fabulous Las Vegas, as you can tell by the casinos. Not casinos, the gambling machines. Which honestly, on the other part in places, I was like, where is the gambling machines? I'm so used to, but we're back now. And time to, I keep looking at my face on the screen, but I'm supposed to be looking at the camera, but barely. Now, get my bags and get home and go plop. Oh wow, look at that. Now that's the flashy entrance back. Now I gotta look. Oh, okay. Oh, my baggage.
Then I came across a store that had a bunch of cute little Las Vegas, Nevada themed merch, which probably from local artists, or at least I'd hope so. Then I saw this really cool giraffe that I love. And yeah, like just look at the design of these things. Like not that cheesy gambling slot machine type stuff. It's like a little bit more artistic and unique to them. I love that. I kind of want to make my own Las Vegas merch eventually when I actually do more research and do my own camera, phone, video footage studies of the Vegas Valley. And there's the little airplane museum that the airport has, but I forgot to look at it before I went down. And then eventually I found my way back home, and some people were very upset at my absence. I'm sorry, old man. But I'm sure he's happy that I'm back now, but for now he's a bit, yeah. All right, now it's time to show haul, and I start this with what? Let me do that again. All right, now it's time to post haul, and I'll start with the only figure I was really looking for this time around. Beast Wars Long Rack, and can you guess why? So Long Rack is a character from Beast Wars Neo, which is the third series in the Beast Wars continuity. It is a Japanese series that I never made it really to America as far as dubbing or subbing went. And Long Rack is one of the characters, and of course he turns into a giraffe. What else about him? I don't know, but take a wild guess why I really wanted him. Why? Because he's a giraffe! And he does this. He has this big meaty claw that pops out. It wasn't in shot, let me do that again. And I have yet to actually transform him at all. I'm going to eventually, but yeah, he's a giraffe, and I had help in finding him by Gugu Andy Robo, who spotted him for me, so I don't think he's gonna watch this, but if you are, thank you so much. It really means a lot because I really wanted Long Rack. I will watch Beast Wars Neo eventually, but right now I'm on Beast Wars 2, which is a different show. But yes, also Animal Transformers. So there's Long Rack, and I'm so happy. I mean, it's even just a good figure just as a giraffe, not even related to Transformers. So yeah. All right, and second part of the haul is G1 and Metroplex Transformers, probably an encore figure, and I wanted him because, in case you haven't noticed, Metroplex is in fact my favorite Transformers character. And the thing about his old figure is that it's kind of hard to find him where he actually has his hands for some reason. Hands, kneecaps, all those bits and bobs. But most importantly, it's hard to find him. It's a complete set and not like hundreds of dollars. And I mean, you can go ahead and call me ignorant, but I'm not someone who really wants to pay hundreds of dollars for an action figure. I understand they're old and stuff like that, but I don't want to do that. So, it was on the Sunday when I went back that I found them. Found him being sold for $95. The seller told me there's some like tab that's broken on him somewhere, but other than that, he's complete. And I think he is complete because he has the back tower. He has these 2 guns, 2 hands, 2 kneecaps, 6 gun, and Slammer and Scamper, and these other guns here. Oh, yeah. And so I have a Metroplex that I bought from TFCon 2022, and he looks like this. So he's like, same kind of figure, except he has no hands. Has his actual Autobot sticker just fine. No kneecaps, and no Scamper Slammer
or 6 gun. So I really wanted a Metroplex that actually had all that. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if I never found him, but it's nice that he did. And the differences between them, they're there, but I still love both of them, and I'm still keeping both of them, so. But I'm just really happy to have found a full G1 Metroplex. I probably would want to, like, fix him up, like, remove this tape, give him a nice looking Autobot sticker, maybe some decals over there and there. But yeah, I mean, he was super filthy. He was gross. I wiped him down in the hotel when I was showing that in the clip. So I think he's more yellowed than my original Metroplex, but it's okay. I don't mind. So yeah. But yeah, in case you haven't noticed, this iteration of Metroplex with the yellow bars and black, that's my favorite design for him. I've been meaning to make a like character reference sheet for him, so when I commission people in the future to draw him with my TFCon being married or whatever, that they would draw this design. Because there's several Metroplex designs. They always got the big bust and the tiny waist, but this is the one I love the most. And so while on the topic of toys, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the guys I bought from Little Tokyo. So I bought this Gunpla. I already have Gunpla I need to build and whatever, but I got this one because I couldn't resist, because one, only $16, and two, look at him. He's so edgy. It's so funny to me, like when characters are super edgy, and this one just hit, especially with the eyes right there, like little baby eyes. It's like it makes me want to like bully him or something. Like he's trying so hard to be cool and edgy. Like look at this guy. Oh, so scary. And I think SD Gundam, if I'm correct, it's the only Gundam series where the Gundams are actually fully alive characters in their own world. If I'm correct, I could be wrong. So I honestly, I do want to look at SD Gundam. I've been saving to really talk about Mecha once TFCon was over, and now it is. So in a future video, you'll see me talking about Mecha and what I've been watching. But yeah, SD Gundam, one of those I really wanted to look into, and this guy is so funny to me, I could not resist. Next one in that series is this dragon, blue eyes, white dragon. And I wanted to get this one because I like the idea of the edgy Gunpla riding a dragon, because I thought it would be cute and funny. So look at it, like, hello, why would you not? Why would you not want to see a mecha ride a mecha dragon? You know? It's that simple. So I'll push that over there. And next and last thing from Little Tokyo that's a toy is this Godzilla coin bank. I thought it was so cute because I've been collecting coins in like a cup and stuff, but I mean, it's so cute. Like, it's awesome. I really wanted it, so I bought it. Just nothing more complicated than that. I want to see it go now, like how it reacts now. So let's open this bad boy. So this is the Godzilla coin bank out of the box, and here we go. I was not sure if it actually collected coins or like a specific plastic kind of coin, as it kept saying gold coins on its box, but let's go ahead and see. So I open the back. Let's put in the batteries. Oh wait, this is AA. Oh, this is have AAA batteries. Wait. Let's see. Well. I think that was a quarter. Let's do a penny. I guess I can't really feel it, but just press it like that. Oh my goodness, this is so cool, guys. No. So I just have to press it down, but guy works, so. From what I'm told, there's like 4 different sounds he makes, so let's do the last one.
Go on, take it. Take it, big guy. He stopped midway. Alright. And that's Godzilla Coin Bank for you. And this is definitely a worth it purchase. 10 out of 10. To remove what's in there, just open that with a coin and it falls out. And that's this is probably top 10 purchases ever. And yeah, there you go. Last of the little Tokyo stuff, Iwako erasers. And I got a vehicle, which is like a train cart, and a giraffe because, come on now, I love giraffes. Every giraffe is a me reference. And trains because trains are cool. And Iwakos, I've always loved Iwako erasers ever since I became knowledgeable of them when I was like in 2nd grade, because erasers that look like a thing, but then are also very good erasers. So, big fan. And yeah, you gotta open them. I mean, they're not gonna really change, are they, when you see them? But erasers, yay! Giraffe and the train. Oh yeah, baby. Yep, there you go. Now it's time to talk about the hauls at TFCon LA. And honestly, I didn't really get to have a nice, slow perusing around the convention just because I always felt like I had to get back to my table as soon as possible. So I did not hit up as many artists or look at their wares as much as I'd wanted to, but I have quite a bit of trades and sketchies from people, and I think that's really cool and great. So, first one's up is stuff made by Cat Biscuit, aka Bicky. One of them is this cute white infinity scarf that I think was made as a trade as a thanks for my Cliff Jumper art. Cliff Jumper and her OC Deathtail. If you go a little back when I'm talking about commissions and art trades I did, I saw Bicky work on this in real time. Crochet is really cool. I don't know how people do it. That's one. Another is a little clay figurine of the G.I. Joe character Cobra Commander. And I may not say it a lot on social media, but I've been having such brain rot for Cobra Commander Coco, my Coco Melon, as I call him. Because the comic series that came out for Skybound for Cobra Commander, it did something to my brain. And then also the G.I. Joe original cartoon. I don't know. I just love Cobra Commander. I think he's funny. He's interesting. The artists who draw him go crazy. Like, they got to do way more rendering on Cobra Commander than they do on Transformers. The way they make him wear skin-tight clothing. Crazy. Anyway, Cobra Commander, like a screechy general kind of guy in the cartoon. Tries to take a bit seriously in the Skybound comics. I don't take him seriously, but anyway. I got my little Coco Melon. And I call him Coco Melon because Cobra Commander. If I mess it up in a way, it can be Coco Melon, but also because it has my attention just like Coco Melon has attention of babies. So, yeah, there's that. And I think lastly, no, not lastly, Vicky gave me a whole haul. And then Vicky also drew a Metroplex in watercolor because I have an agenda. I want everybody to draw in watercolor. Paint in watercolor. And this is a piece Vicky did. And it's so cute. I love Metroplex Transformers. If you draw Metroplex Transformers or my OC Gilbert Gellert, who is a giraffe man, or my Sona, who is a giraffe robot toy, I will love you. So next and lastly for Vicky is these they're not perler beads, but little bead keychains. One for Metroplex, one for another one of my top favorite characters, Omega Supreme, and lastly Agent Schloter from the Earth Spark series. And not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I have some characters that I really enjoy from Earth Spark, and one of them is Agent Schloter because he is kind of funny and pathetic. So yeah, introduce the works of two people, Candy of Candy Chameleons and Patters of Smokedpuss, because they were my friends who went to Universal with me and those who ended up drawing a piece together in collaboration. Whether that is a good collaboration or should have happened is very debatable. Anyway, so So they both drew me my character Gilbert Geller. And Gilbert Geller is a reoccurring character in my Instagram stories, and if you look at my old videos, that too. He is a super villain. Yeah, in his world, he is a super villain, synthwave pop star mad scientist who is 13 feet tall, has six-pack abs, and is very vain, hard-headed, loud, and brash. And he is a character I want to develop in the future, and he is one of my closest characters that I feel very personally about. Personally about. And so they both drew him, Candy, doing an ink and marker, and as part of my agenda of convincing people to draw traditionally, because that is very slay and swag. And look at the nice gradient, because Geller has a gradient in his markings. And his markings are intentionally not like a real giraffe. It's like geometric shapes. And this is so cool. I think Candy draws him really well. Give him that grr kind of style I can't myself. And then Patters drew me Geller and Posca marker. And I thought this was very cute. But then I opened this card. And I was so suspicious as to why were they giving me this card. Because when they gave this to me, when in the hotel room, one of them was talking about peeing, going to the bathroom. And I'm like, why did you just... And then they were like, oh yeah, I forgot to give you something, Reno. And I'm like, why would going to pee have to remind you to give me a little gift? So I got this, and I thought it was cute. I'm like, okay, they're weird people, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I felt that it was a card. And then I opened it. And trust me, having context won't make sense. There is no context that will make it make sense. I opened it. And it's this. Okay, because it's vertical. I opened it and it's this. Trust me, there's no context. When I saw this in person, when this happened in real time, I screamed. Okay, so another one of my favorite characters, perhaps my favorite human character in Transformers, is Dave from BotBots, the Netflix show. And that, in case you haven't noticed, that was the other outfit I was wearing on Sunday. And some time ago, we were in a server together, and yeah, they kept making jokes about Dave and me liking Dave, and like how I low-key kind of think Agent Schroeder and Dave are kind of cute in a pathetic kind of way. And then so memes came about that to torment me, to give me psychic damage from miles away. And yeah, they gave me this and ice cream and special hate from Nevada to the both of you. So explode right now. And then they're gonna, if one of them sees this, they'll be like, oh, if you hate it so much, Reno, why are you showing it? Because it is a gift. I show gifts. I appreciate them, even though they are very cursed. Candy was the one who drew this McNuggy Dave, and I can tell Patters printed it because it is pink. Patters prints things with a pink background. And yeah, awful, 0 out of 10, boo, bad, use your art talents for something better, boo. Okay, moving on. This little art book by Ryan Miller, aka Kaiju Arts, or TG Ping. And I guess this was a trade because I drew fan art of his female version of Tarantulas, because I thought it was really cool. I probably showed on the screen or something here. And yeah, and as a trade he gave me this. And it's so cool. It's like, I'm not gonna show all of it, of course, but yeah, because it's so cool. His art, he's like probably the other only watercolor artist that was in the artist alley. And it's always, to me, it's always really nice to see traditional artists. Not that like I have anything against my digital artist friends and whatever, but I'm a watercolor artist. I want to see watercolor. So seeing watercolor is like, oh yeah, baby, you know what I mean? And this art book. Well, I mean, I had a choice of different art books, and I chose this one, and I thought it was really cool. So, yay! Next, the other art book I bought was Jack Lawrence's Records and Beyond series Bible. I have the Lost Light Bible, and what this is just like his character sketches and studies of various characters that he drew for his run on Transformers. And I always love seeing rough concept work. Like, I feel like in the art of Transformers books, we never get enough of that. Like, we keep seeing these polished art pieces, but what I'd really love is that rough stuff that you can see people are figuring out how to design something and create a figure in their own special way. And of course, I'm not showing all the pages, but just like look at the art, look at the pencil, look at the traditional art. So, yeah. And not gonna lie, Primus is kinda he kinda not to cheat on Metroplex Transformers, but Primus is kind of, even though Primus is not like really like a real character in IDW1 or whatever, he's kind of hey baby girl. Anyway, oh, I forgot to show Patters also gave me their last Beast Wars 2 Starscream keychain, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's Starscream. And Beast Wars 2, yeah, a show in the Beast Wars continuity. He may have the same name as Starscream, but he's not like, you know, the Starscream. It's just Beast Wars has this thing where they have characters that have the same name as their G1 count of G1 characters, but they're not like the same character. But anyway, this guy, he's soft-spoken, conniving, and he's like sarcastic in a quiet way that Starscream of G1 is not. But I love him. I love him in BB, and I love his keychain. So yeah. And I got this lanyard from Candy of the Aerial Bots. I don't know anything about them. And no, I'm not taking off all my pins to show you the full design. Go to their Etsy and go buy it for yourself. But it's basically like a nice sky gradient showing the alt modes and the faces of the Aerial Bots. And not gonna lie, I don't really know anything about the Aerial Bots. I'm not a huge fan of the Gestalt teams in Transformers, and it's like, I know the Decepticon ones, but it's like the Aerial Bots and the other Autobots ones. It's like, who are they? They're a bunch of nerds and geeks. Because there's Computron, Superion. See, exactly. Like, Hasbro doesn't really do anything with them. The most talked Gestalt is Devastator. I'm not a huge fan because I don't take Devastator seriously. He's just like a big crybaby, always wrecking stuff like a 5-year-old. So, yeah, this keychain too. Try to imagine it. It looks really cool. Just, it's really hard to take off these security pins once you got them in, but they really keep my enamel pins in. So, yeah. Speaking of cringe characters like Devastator, I got this art print from Casey Collar of Devastator, Starscream, Megatron, Soundwave, and Frenzy, and Laserbeak, destroying a city. And like that's what I'm saying. It's like Devastator. Whenever he's used, he's always like wrecking a building or like screaming. It's like, can you scream, cry, and throw up, or can you like do something else other than that? Like, he's always wrecking something. Like, is he like 5? What is his issue? Does he need to take a nap? Does he need his mommy's milk or something? I don't take him seriously, especially since he's like lime green, like highlighter green, highlighter grape purple. You know what I mean? I mean, this art is awesome. I love the angle here. Of course, I'm not saying anything bad about Casey's art, but just like the character of Devastator, like I ain't taking that guy seriously. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, go to bed, little man. So yeah. On the topic of Decepticons, I got this print from Ral Hale. I think that's his name. He is the voice Hal Rail. Yeah, the voice actor of Shrapnel, and I gave him a fan art piece I did of Shrapnel with a Rindik, or Rikdik. I gotta check that. It's a Indonesian instrument because in G1 the Insecticons land in Indonesia, I believe. I might be mixing up. I think it's Indonesia. And and I had a series where I drew characters playing instruments, and I had Shrapnel playing that instrument, and so I gave it to him. And I forgot if it was him or the voice actor of Trax and Cosmos, who was like, oh, you know, this is a real good piece of art, you should sign it, like urging me to actually sign my work, which I tend not to do. But anyway, Hal Rail gave me this print in trade of getting that original art piece, and I don't know, I feel really special about it. It's like, oh, that's cool. I love the Insecticons. I like their voice intonations, and like I said, I don't really know what to talk about when I'm talking to the voice actors or the official comic artist guys, but yeah, I don't know. I wanted to give a little something to them, like I gave something to Casey and Jack, and yeah, I got this print, and I'm like, oh, I feel special.
I like the Insecticons. I need to draw them more. And this art piece is by Tui, who is a artist. They did not table at TFCon LA. They were just like roaming around, having fun and whatever. Approached my table and we did a tradey. Got this, and I also got a pin of mascot character Cameo of their own special world. I know it's the Golden Circle logo. I forgot the name of the story, but yeah. And came across them and their friends in Little Tokyo, and we did like a little sketchbook. Well, tradable. I mean, I didn't have my sketchbook, so there's nothing to be drawn on, but I drew in their sketchbook, and it's really cool. I think they're a cool person. So got this hollow print, which is very like monkey brain because I love rainbows and I love shine. Got this cute shrine, secret shrine keychain from Cube. I should have everybody's names in the bottom of the screen. Got this little keychain from them. I think they forgot. I was trading one of my acrylic charms, but I think they forgot to actually get it and they walked away. But I got this one, so if you're watching, I hope you reach out. You know. Got this enamel pen of Soundwave with the nice rose gold. I don't remember who I bought it from. They didn't have a business card on their package, so if anybody knows, let me know below or something like that. Speed running as my phone is running out of video space. This pen is by Plushy Sheep of Soundwave, and it's really cute because it's a pastel blue, and I love pastel colors. And Soundwave is always cool. He's always like a safe, cool character to go with. This sticker is by GoGo Andy Robo, the one who helped me find Long Rack, but also I gave him dog hair. I gave him an art piece of his character Violent Tiger, who is a wrestler among other animal wrestlers, fighting my draftman Gilbert Geller. It was like pencil art. I'll put it up if I can find the scan of it. But Gilbert Geller is not a physical hand-to-hand fighter. Giraffes, yeah, they can kill. He can probably kill really easily, but he prefers to be like a weapons person. He thinks it's kind of gross to touch people. Also, like stomping on, he could probably curb stomp someone, but it's gross. But anyway, Andy gave this to me, and I liked his character, so yeah. This is a cat button by Hibisser. They changed their username today. I gotta type it down. But this is a cat button of TF Transformers Animated Omega Supreme. In all honesty, I'm not a huge fan of Transformers Animated. I did not finish it. It's like I'm not a huge fan, but one of the characters I do like is Omega Supreme. Not just because I like Omega Supreme in general, but I love his story in TFA, and he is like my son to me, and he is precious, and I eat this. And nearing the end here, got a little sticker from It's Blurrito. The name's Blurrito. They are the one who made the Grimlock King shirt that I wear at Universal. And I got this little sticker trade from them. And got this sketchbook from Patters, Smoked Bus. Gotta show this. It's a nice leatherette sketchbook. It holds the watercolor lightly. I forgot to show while I'm here. Got these art sketches by Star Screamin' or Lars of my Gilbert Mans. This is a sketch done by Vicky of Metroplex and my Transformer Sona Atlas, and Atlas is like a really stupid seeker who's in love with Metroplex Transformers, even though Metroplex is kind of like cringing at him, kind of annoyed, but they make out and they're in love, so whatever. There you go. And lastly, second to last, I got this bead bracelet that says Metroplex by Little Miss TFC, and it really matched my Dave outfit. It was a light blue and white. I like it. I wore it on that day. I wore Dave's outfit. And lastly was a little gifty goodie bag that I showed earlier. That had candies and holographic cards and a Screamer. I think this idea is so cool, giving a little Transformers gift goodie bag. I will probably do this in Baltimore if I do not get a table. And look at that, it's so cool. Look at, he's killing you and you die. And yeah, I believe that is all the gifty goodie stuff I got. And behold,
Behold, behold, behold. The hall. Wow. Yeah. And alright, hello everybody. It is March 15, 1 a.m. It's obviously a very perfect time to be doing something like this. It is Reno. I am back, and I have some thoughts about my time at TFCon LA 2024 because obviously this is the hour to do so. Everything's quiet. I think I had some time to think about it, and let's just go. So, I didn't upload the video of which I show my whole process of making everything, like doing the prints, finalizing clay charms, etc, etc. I didn't really show all the stuff I had in stock super clearly because I meant to make a second video for my TFCon prep video from a while back, but I figured I think the TFCon LA video, which I'm doing right now, would be a bit more topical, and I figured I could just backtrack to that. But anyway, so TFCon LA. So what did I think of it? It is a mixed bag for me. So some positives that I would say, I definitely did improve on my table layout compared to last year. So I'll show a picture here and there to compare what I did last year to what I did this year, and I am proud to say I am very happy with what I did. I am proud of myself for what I did. This year, I actually had stuff to sell. Whereas last year, I did not have any money until literally like the week of leaving to actually make things. This year, I had bought a printer during the last half of 2023. I got paper, paint, all the stuff I really need to get going to actually make my own merch. I finalized the clays, of which I started making those little clay pin stuff that I sold back in 2022, and I just art grinded from January, February, and into March to get all that done. And I'm so proud of that, and I can't wait to actually show what I did for that in the next video, in which I show me making all my products. So there's that. I can definitely say good improvement, and it shows. Like, I used the same grid frame to make the outline of my table. I still had half a table too, and I just did a lot better work and more to show for myself, and I am really happy with that. I also had a really fun time with friends. Of course, I didn't like document literally every single thing that happened in my vlog that I just showed, partially because there were parts where it was like raining. Like on Wednesday when I arrived, it was sunny, rainy, and there was this really cool thing where me and a few people were walking across the street from the Marriott into the McDonald's Denny's area, and there was just worms and snails all over the ground, but it was like wet, raining. I didn't want to ruin my phone because I cannot afford new one of those right now. But, and also just genuine just hanging out time, going to different places with people. It was like the first time I went in an Uber to various places, and just being able to experience different things that I wouldn't have done on my own, and that was like something I really treasure a lot that can't be taken away by anything. And I gotta say, I really thank my friends, and I'm doing my best not to just say any names because I don't know if people want to be involved in my vlogging thing because it is kind of cringe, but also I want to respect people's privacy, so I'm not really saying much names, but you know who you are, and I really thank and appreciate you for just letting me tag along on various different things that we've done. So that's a good rough estimate of the good amount of things I want to say. So on to the kind of negative, kind of critiquey aspect of the con to me. So kind of knowing it's 4th anniversary, I kind of expect it to be like super busy, right? But it was like a flood of people going toward registration to get their tickets, but then also a flood of people who went behind these black bars that were set up. And so I understand why that existed, but it just kind of made it like a situation that really made being at the table kind of uncomfortable because already as artist allies we're kind of like given a very small amount of space in between our own tables and our back space, which is the only space we have to work with alongside that's under the table. But with the black bar, it kind of made that a queue form. And when I was sitting there, I realized that this queue of people that was forming in front of my table, for the most part, they weren't exactly for me, right? They were for my table neighbors who had kind of like a similar a similar kind of category of things, which were like a lot of charms and small little trinket stuff. And that drew crowds, right? Because that's kind of like one of those kind of popular things I noticed in like Artist Alley, that the little trinket stuff. But the thing is, while honestly that is super great, like money maxing for everybody there, right? For me, it wasn't as such because I'm not someone who has little trinket things. Like I had buttons, I had acrylic charms, but I feel like my own style and way of doing Transformers differs from my table partners in that like the continuity, I don't draw the continuities or characters that they tend to draw. And so the people who are kind of drawn into their works, when they saw mine, a good amount of them were not interested. And it was kind of like awkward that they kind of just stood there. And sometimes I would try to make conversation, but I didn't understand this whole like, you don't want to make conversation with the person you're not buying from, so it's kind of like that. But it was very awkward to kind of just sit there and acknowledge that I was not going to be acknowledged for like 5 minutes by the same people. And what that means is people who were interested in my work, they were blocked off from seeing my table or being able to come to my table because what's in front of my table is a queue for different people. And honestly, I actually saw this happening in real time. Like, you know, like the rubbernecking gesture people do like that to try to see what's going on in place. I saw some people do that towards my table, and I kind of observed the big giant crowd of people, not only that in registration, but also those behind the black bars in front of the Artist Alley tables themselves. I saw them kind of look at that and then walk away or just kind of like made like some kind of gesture that just said they were giving up or coming back later. And of course, if you're someone attending an event, you don't want to like stand and wait around in a giant mass of people. You're gonna try to do different things, and during the day you're going to do these different things like going out to eat, going out to hang, going to a different panel, going to the toy room, and then forget to come back to this Artist Alley if you're interested in it. And the thing is, that Artist Alley did not clear up at all until like later in the days of Saturday, which was like I said, I left at 2 p.m., but I kind of just forced my way out because there was that many people standing in these queues for these other artists. And that's not to say I didn't get sales. I did. I'll come back to that later, but I'm kind of just explaining my own personal frustrations with what was going on. And because I understand why those queues formed in front of my table, because of those black bars, lines that would normally go like outward, like that, they kind of meshed together in that small space. It just kind of was frustrating because the most common comment or critique I got on my table and myself post-con was that people did not see or perceive me or my table. And why that is, I'm gonna think it's mainly because of the way people were kind of queued up. And I don't know, it kind of hurt a little bit because in honesty, I did put literally all of my free time and spare money that I had to go do this convention. And for me, I can look at my display and I can see like different kind of flaws and stuff. Like I acknowledge that some things could have been displayed better, like my buttons could have been in different like little categories, so it's easier to sort through them as opposed to just like a bucket where all the mini ones are all together. That I could have had a bit more variety in that aspect, that I could have displayed my acrylic charms better, because for the most part people didn't know I had acrylic charms. The way I set it up on a banner to the left, it wasn't really conductive to a really fast-paced convention space where people kind of are looking around, you know what I'm saying? So I acknowledge that, but it's just that structural issue of that I couldn't have been seen or perceived because of this blockage, and it hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurts to be told that nobody noticed me in a way. Not nobody, of course, it's kind of like exaggerating, but in general. Because like even people who said they're gonna come to the convention and check my table out, they didn't even know where it was. Because, or either they knew what it was or they actively avoided that busy area. And for me, there's not really much I could have done about that beyond like probably displaying my stuff better. But it was like I just like you know, that kind of feeling like that. Yeah, I understand, but it's like you know. And like I said, no malice, no nothing towards the people around me who were getting that money and stuff from the cues of the lines, but it's like, and what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, but I think that was the big main thing for me that kind of like bothered me, was just not the greatest way of structuring the artist alley versus like the registration area. I don't know if any other artists were affected by that. Like the whole black bar situation that I'm talking about, it didn't affect all of the artist alleys. Like that very small section that I just happened to be in, that section that led to the dealer's room, and I didn't ask because I was kind of concerned about me, and I didn't really get a talkative to other artists as much as I wish I would have. But that was for me in my situation. It kind of made me feel a little bad because I'm like, oh, I don't have a giant queue for my things that other people do. And it kind of like leads into kind of like an insecurity that I've been pretty high-key letting out during these past videos that I've made. And of course, you don't have to go watch all that old stuff. I'll just summarize it right here. It's kind of like this feeling that my art style doesn't really appeal to people, and what I draw doesn't appeal to people, and because the only way I really know if people actually like my stuff is if they say so, but just not me begging for comments or anything like that. But if it kind of just feeds into the little insecurity. It's like just seeing all these people who are super not into me kind of queue up, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, not taking things too personally, and I know that. And I think just next time, if I'm gonna do Artist Alley, at least to help represent myself a little better, would be to just have a full table so I can like at least control my space and that control my presence, so that my art and stuff isn't just like crowded and crammed into like one space. Because I feel like it's time, because if I want to focus on being like a print artist, like someone who makes illustrations, I need the space to display all of that, and a half table is not that. And if I'm going to be in a situation where there's going to be a little bit more crowded scenarios, I at least need to give myself the best chance of putting my best foot forward in space and branding and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. And honestly, for this convention, I went into it considering that it could just be my last attempt at doing art as a career. Because honestly, in my heart, I do want to do art as a career, and I'm willing to do all the multiple avenues of doing so, be it like making videos. Besides, I like talking about myself, so that's not a problem. Or like scoping out conventions, seeing what works in that avenue, doing an online shop, doing commissions, making a good portfolio to maybe work in official places. Like, I'm willing to do all that, but it's just lately I've been feeling that I wanted to do this thing where I saw friends of the past do, like, where they used to be active in fandom, but eventually they kind of just disappeared off the face of the internet, right? And usually to pursue their lives outside of internet, outside of art, and I don't know what happened to them. And a part of me has been kind of thinking about just doing that same thing, that perhaps this con would be the last do or don't type thing that would determine whether I would just go off and do that same way. And so I kind of put a lot of personal stakes into something that I would not recommend doing that, especially if you want to do like art as a business. Do not put your personal whole heart into things, but I can't help it because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna say this is my last little hoorah, which I don't know if people really cared about that or not, I'm gonna at least do the best that I can, right? And so the reactions to my stuff that I got, it would mean a lot. And so while I sound like I'm a bit like doom and gloom, I've been trying to sort out how I feel throughout the last few days, and just in the conversations I've had with my friends throughout the days we were together just hanging out. And I realized I gotta like really put forth the positivity, you know what I'm saying? As in, like, even though there was some kind of like mishaps in a way, whether I could have fixed it or not, or done better or not, it's that honestly what kind of warms my heart is the fact that people would just approach my table and say like they either recognize my work, or they really love my watercolor art style, or that they kind of find my art amusing in a way, because a part of me wants to feel like I have meaning in what I do. And I feel like for the last 10 years of being interested in Transformers, I'm not sure if I have meaning, if the work that I do it resonates with anybody, or if I should just keep doing it, or should I just put it down and go back to school to do something else and leave it all behind. Because the reason I decided to do art was because I felt like in my heart that's what I wanted to do. But because of that, I kind of gave up in school as far as like doing what I felt like I was supposed to do in healthcare and medical stuff like that. And even when I graduated with graphic design, I didn't exactly go out and pursue a job in corporate graphic design or anything like that. I just mainly hunkered down on art and did something else on the side while I pursue art for the long haul. And what validated it for me is just realizing that people do care about the stuff they do, and that even though people weren't like physically able to go to my table a lot of the time, that I'm at least being told that people are interested in the work that I do. Like, honestly, the fact that some people kind of contact me later into the convention or like afterwards saying that they were interested in buying something for me, that honestly meant a lot. Like those tote bags, the fact that people pre-ordered those things, that meant a lot to me, that people would trust in me to make something that they would like. And those who were actually interested in buying the tote bag in person, I don't know why, it just really felt special to me that I feel like I want to do tote bags and like apparel kind of things, because I feel like that really works to what my art style lends to. Well, that was a word salad. As in, I think my art really lends itself to things kind of like that natural textile kind of feel. And it was throughout my thinking of the events, it's like, you know what, my art does have meaning, it does have worth. Like, I keep putting myself down a lot for not doing as others do, but it's like, I don't really have to. Like, I don't have to make tons of stickers or acrylic charms, though fun stuff. Or I don't have to be like super pro at digital art and things like that. I can love myself, and I can love doing watercolor, and I can love doing robots, because I mean, if everyone's doing a certain type of character continuity style type of merch, well, the market's not in short supply for that, so there's not really a pressingness for me to do that. What is more pressing is that I find out what works for me and what I want to do, but in a way that, you know, speaks to others as well. And I really found myself that I love like being able, I want to pursue being able to tell stories and to make people happy through print and illustration. That I also want to draw bright and cheery things for like shirts or tote bags. And it was in the fleeting comments that people had, or the little gifts that they gave me and things like that, that really like made me feel warm and special inside, that the stuff that I do does matter, and that, you know what, I should just keep pursuing it. And so whether the question would be like, am I gonna put down art now, because since I saw TFCon LA 2024 as the last stand or whatever, am I gonna put down art?
You know, after a lot of thinking, no. Because I admit, when I came back, I kind of did a lot of like balling, right? I was kind of balling, like BALLING, because I made more money than I expected. Like, I made enough to break even. Not necessarily to cover up all the costs I've ever incurred from buying the art supplies, like the fine art paper to print on, my ink, my monthly printer costs, etc. But I made enough that I can pay back the room, that I paid for the food that I ate there. Like, I bought snacks and they just took up a lot of space, and I actually let myself eat real food, and what I earned from the convention covers that. And also able to pay back for the room, did I say room already? The table, and was able to buy little fun stuff for myself, like my little long rack and Metroplex Transformers figures and stuff in Little Tokyo. So it's just like realizing it's all just like small steps at a time and just figuring out what works for me. And I don't know, I feel the warm fuzzies is what I'm saying. Not just because I'm kind of like sweating in this heavy jacket and just working through my own emotions and stuff like that. I don't know, I just feel really thankful for the opportunity to table, and you know what? That's the thing. So what am I doing right now, right? So I've actually made a list of different places I want to visit, conventions and events that I want to go to, whether in the Las Vegas Valley or out of state, that I want to fly out to either volunteer at or to scope out for potentially tabling there. Because I made it enough that I think if I did like several events every month, I'd actually could start making like a pretty good money, you know what I'm saying? That I can do this, guys. I can do this. I can go out and make my little artistic path. I just gotta lock in and focus, you know what I'm saying? I'm really excited. I don't want to say anything definite or say out my ideas for making merch and stuff, because I don't want to have that serotonin of saying it and then I'd end up not doing it, because yeah. But I made a list that I'm looking at right now of different places that I plan to go to even table some of them. And I'm really excited for that and to pursue my artistic goals. I no longer have that urge or feeling that I'm not, I mean, of course they might come back, but that overall arching feeling that I'm not progressing or I'm not doing anything. I feel like I'm on my path. I am working towards where I want to go. And honestly, I'm very thankful for the people who do support me, even if it's by words. They don't necessarily mean by money, right? It's by their kind words and gestures towards me. And yeah, I'm really excited for my artistic future. And yeah, honestly, with my funds, I'm going to improve my setup. So no more grid square cage jail type setup. I decided to use it for what its intended purpose, which was like a storage type thing. And so here it is. Here's all my business setup as of right now. Here are the tote bags that I have to go send out and mail out for pre-orders and people just ordering post-con. All my charms and stickers and stuff. Prints and cello bags, of which I ordered more of those because I plan on actually wrapping up all my prints, because that was one thing during the convention that I realized I should have done, is wrap them all up so they can get that premium feel. I probably will raise prices because of that, because I want to do backing boards and cello bags for each print, but I think that will really give my work some professionalism and show that prints and illustration are my main thing. And you know, going down the leftover clay charms, the prints that I have, and down there's just like zip ties and holding containers for different papers. So yeah, I'm really proud of how that looks. And also I cleaned up my little area here by my table, so it actually looks neat and organized, you know what I'm saying, with my books there, my gunpla in that corner, my 2 calendars, my art supplies, my table. Ignore those bag of chips, those are gross. And yeah, and my table, and so yeah, and that's my setup. And it's a bit cheesy, but I feel like whenever I clean up my setup and it's
and do so in a major way, it leads to good things, and that it says that, you know, I'm being more of an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, responsible. I'm getting there adult, so yeah. Honestly, that's all I had to say. So ooh, it's so hot in this thing, but my hair is flat, so I don't want to go without this. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Next video will be about my prep and how I made certain things, because I don't know if anyone's interested in that and how I made little clay charms and stuff, but I think it'd be good to document for myself at the very least, and so I can learn what to not do or to keep doing and to make little changes. And yeah, so we're gonna get on that, get on that art grind, because I do have goals. Not sure if I'm gonna be tabling at TFCon Baltimore, because those tables ran out like super fast, I guess. I was supposed to buy that in advance, but I was kind of hoping to use some money here to pay for that, but it's like, ugh. I don't know. I believe in myself that if there's an artist alley that opens there, that's swag, but if not, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to TFCon Baltimore as a helper for friends at Artist Alley, and then after doing my time, I'm gonna go do fun chilling for my birthday month, because Baltimore is in November. But then I'm also thinking of tabling at SciFest Northwest, which happens in Washington, which is a one-day event, but then also I'm kind of using it as an excuse to go to that part of the US and have fun there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm really excited for the future, and I definitely got to work on my own mindset and stuff. But yeah, thank you to those who said kind words and checked out my stuff and even watched this video. I don't even know how long people would go and watching this thing. But yeah, alright, and I'm gonna see you guys later. It's time for me to go to sleep. It's like 2 a.m. I still gotta render this video.